Okay, my name's Jonathon Rowles and I'm a bank manager.
What is it about being a bank manager that you enjoy?
The smell
The smell
of money,
money.
yeah, and paper, and ink, and pens.
So, how do you feel about the move towards a cashless society?
I'm not a fan.
What does money smell like?
Money.
I understand that you've worked in a bank all your life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind telling us a little bit about that?
It was at school. It was a kind of a sort of apprenticeship type thing. You'd go off on a Friday afternoon and actually, work in the bank. I think that was about 16, and then eventually I got kind of a standard kind of low-level job. First job what really got me excited was filling the cash machines. That was something I really enjoyed doing. And ever since then, I just kind of slowly worked my way up. It was only 5 years ago when my boss, he finally retired, and there was an opening for manager.
You say that the bank manager retired.
Mm-hmm.
He was only 52.
Well, yeah, it was very sudden. We weren't expecting it. He had talked about, certain things he wanted to do with the bank, but then suddenly he was retiring.
What kind of things was he thinking about?
Well, he wanted, to fully go with the cash. We were getting rid of the cash machine. He was going to get rid of half of the tellers. It was very, very strange.
You were in the papers for starting a campaign to save the bank's coin sorter because they were removing that as well.
Well, yes. I mean, it's an antiquated piece of equipment. There's history there. I thought it was important to save the bank's heritage. There's not many left in the country.
I mean, some would say for good reason.
Yes, but have you heard one?
I visited your bank earlier. I needed to get some money out, and I noticed it had been one of those new banks, really, with kind of a business centre and a workshop space and a little cafe.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, the smell of beans covers up most things, from the cafe. The smell of coffee, I mean, who likes that?
I mean, I quite like it.
Really?
I mean, it's better than like the smell of like copper you'd get after you've
Like when your fingers are all
yeah.
metally and all the germs.
You have been in the papers before when there was a bank robbery, and you took down all the bank robbers single-handedly.
Yes. I managed to bring them all down without the use of a weapon. It's all origami. Yeah, I folded all of the notes into ostensibly a dagger, basically, and managed to, to fend them off that way.
Yeah, I remember reading in one report that you'd given them some quite nasty paper cuts.
Oh, they are the worst, aren't they?
People were saying that you were screaming, "Don't take my money, don't take my money."
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not just the value of the money. I said it's the smell, and that's why I wanted to keep it.
You've recently fired everyone else in the bank. Is there a reason for that?
Everyone wants to go cashless. Everyone. They're complaining about, the amount of coins I've got stacked up in the back, saying it's a health and safety hazard. It's not.
They were saying that they couldn't get to the fire exit. There were that many bags of coins that really should have gone to a central vault.
Don't need a fire exit. If the bank goes up, we're all going with it. It's my money.
What's your favourite currency?
It doesn't exist anymore, but the Portuguese escudo, that had a lovely smell.
What did that smell like?
Holidays.
If the bank were to close tomorrow, what do you think you'd do with your life?
What?
I mean, it's not. As far as I know, it's not. Sorry, I don't think it is.
No, it's...
I've never ever thought about that. That is a horrible thought.
Well, I was reading in the Financial Times that things like putting cafes and banks are what are keeping banks open now that most people do their banking.
I'm sorry,
online.
I've just gone really lightheaded.
Are you all right?
Will this kind of bring you round? What origami could you do with a £5 note?
Well, I can do a... Sorry, it's not very good. All this talk about the banks closing, it's made me...
I need that back, actually. Can I... Tell us a bit about life at home.
Well, there's not much to tell. I live on my own, obviously, and it's a very small flat. It's what you would call a studio apartment if you're trying to be posh. I don't really have much use for much furniture. I mean, you can sleep on money, Money is my mattress.
So wait, you say studio apartment, but do you mean
The bank.
the bank?
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, it's a room that I sleep in that's my house. So it's a studio apartment, just because it's attached to the bank.
You're also quite well known in the town for being one of the best waffle makers. That's an interesting talent.
Well, what can I say? If you live in a small studio apartment, it's the only thing that you can cook, really, with the equipment I've got anyway, which is a waffle maker.
You've been working in the bank pretty much since you were a teenager.
Yeah.
I mean, was that what your parents always did they funnel you in that direction? Or?
I think they just thought it was best for me because I'd grown quite an attachment to money, as a child, and they did think it was odd, but they thought the best way to deal with it was just to, get me interested in working in a bank, and obviously that worked because, I've not seen them since, so...
Now I've got my £5 back, I'm looking to invest. What kind of advice might you give to someone who was going to invest their money?
Give it back to me. What, my bank?
So you just want me to give you the money back instead of investing?
Well, it'd be a sort of investment, It'd set you up with an account. You get a free gift. It's a waffle maker.